Hey guys, this is Religious Bias, and this is Noah speaking. So today I'm going to be talking about a subject that I've been asked about for the millionth time. People always ask me, and I always tell them, email them back in their personal thing, but I've never even made a post about it or a video. Which, if you look through my history, it's not that many videos I've made, but here it is. This one is about negative energies, or ghosts, which negative energies are more of the bad ghosts, like the TV series, the horror movie type ghosts. Well, as many of you know, I grew up with ghosts in my house, both harmless and harmful. I've dealt with negative energies that most perceive as the remains of the living that, in my experience, were never human to begin with. I was a victim of constant nightmares and vivid emotions that weren't my own. Now I work with other victims of hauntings in order to keep others safe from what seem to be energies of a demonic nature. I've seen a lot of things in my life, but only a few of the truly negative things seem to actually have once been human. The things I've met that were most certainly human, no questions asked, at some point at least, especially if they were living, were typically attached to family members and were in fact helpful beings because they actively kept negative things away. These ghosts were actually very common and tend to leave when asked, or whenever the person they were protecting is either safe or passed. But many of them are not very strong, so therefore you can cast them away very easily if you need to by force. As on the same note, they're very easily overtaken by negative things. Now, these things, the negative ones, pretend to be the dead person, looking at like them and knowing what they knew. This they can do by reading the energy fields the person left, even if the person didn't come back as a ghost at any point and departed peacefully, because people leave energies. Dogs do, cats do, all animals do, probably plants do too. They then proceed to fool the living into thinking they are the ghost of said dead relative or friend. They do this because they tend to be much more powerful than a human-based ghost and are better at projecting themselves to the living plane. Therefore, the full-body apparitions that you see, that people always report, no. These energies need energy to remain on this plane and can get it from humans. People with the gift, or anyone who can see them for that matter, tend to have more of these entities around them, seen or not. Pregnant women, small children, and people between the ages of 9 to 19, especially those with some degree of gift, any degree really, are at higher risk, given that these people are either unguarded, have higher levels of energy, or both. What happens to individuals that become victims? Well, I get asked this question a lot, but usually they may feel tired, depressed, unable to focus, and tend to fall to extreme bouts of emotion, which may seem like a bipolar disorder of sorts, which bipolar disorder is actually more over weeks, but it seems like the common misconception of bipolar. The constant mood swings left and right, severe anger issues, drinking, taking up drinking very soon can be suddenly can be a sign of it. The most common who fall to this, the bouts of emotion, tend to be empaths. I'm an empath. Instead of seeing the ghost or other entity, we are more likely to feel its true intent. Most everyone has a small ability for this, which is whenever you see something and you just know it isn't human, or you start getting a bad feeling and something bad happens. That's empathy, of feeling the emotions of things around you. But when I say bad things happen, I'm talking about whenever you get attacked by someone, another living being hurting you, or another no longer living being, or something of another plane hurting you. Something with emotion. But most negative things can hide their intent to those with the average sense, or even weaker than that sense. You know, the average human being who can just kind of sense when things aren't quite right? But not really know what it is. You can hide their true intent from that, their true emotions, and seem to project things, which is really dangerous for the living. Well, what can you do about this? which is mainly what people ask me. And well, there isn't much for extreme cases, like Exorcist style cases, or the Conjuring style cases, or Ouija style cases, besides a house blessing and exorcism. And you can't, if you have the remains in your house, I suggest you have them cremated. Report it to the police, guys. Don't just do like they did in Ouija and just destroy them. Like, you gotta report that stuff to the police. If you have none of the gift, you can usually avoid things attaching to you ever again by never, ever, under any circumstance, talking to the dead through Ouija board or otherwise. Seances are not good. Don't do that. I don't care if you have a huge group of people and a skilled person to help you with. Don't do it. At all. Never. Because every time you talk to the dead and give them a voice, you open a door that you cannot close. And anything can come through if you, even no matter how definite you are, like, hey, first name, last name, middle name, you can come through. It can still open the door to let that person through, but everything after that's going to be pushing to get through too. So just don't do it. If you do have the gift, I advise you to explore it, but not in the way that most people do. Do not pick up a Ouija board from the toy store just because you want to see if you have the gift. Don't do that. That's dangerous. But rather read up on it and find someone you trust to explain it to you and to help you explore with it. Now, if you're reading about it, avoid authors who write with cheesy names like Ravenwolf or Raven Moon or Raven anything really, because they tend to be fake. And there's this one writer, I cannot remember her name, it's Raven something, and she writes Wiccan for beginners, and it's all teen oriented stuff. She's really fake, like super, oh my god, this is a hoax, obviously, this is all bullcrap type fake. Okay. But, like I said, you have to look. There's one book that if I can remember the name of, I will look it up, find a link to it, and post it in the comments that does explain Wiccan very well, which, if you want to explore the Wiccan side of it, then you can. But, personally, I'm going from a totally non-religious point here on what I've only experienced. I don't know everything, just what I've seen. Anyway, thank you for listening to this. How long is it? 7 minutes and 39 seconds, or about 8 minutes when I finish with the outro video. And I hope you guys have a great time. And be nice to each other out there. And avoid talking to the dead. If your friend has a Ouija board, don't go with them. I don't care if you love that friend to death. Warn them against it. Do not, I repeat, under any circumstance, use a Ouija board or talk to the dead. Okay? Okay. Y'all be nice to each other and y'all have a nice day. Be safe.